Once upon a time, in a lush green valley where the hills rolled like soft blankets and the flowers nodded hello to the breeze, there flowed a gentle river named Riva. Riva's waters were clear and sparkling, bubbling softly over smooth pebbles as she wound her way through the land. She loved listening to the songs of the birds and the whispers of the wind, but most of all, she cherished the friends who came to her banks to play and rest. One sunny morning, as the dew kissed the grass and the world woke up with a yawn, a little duckling named Ducky waddled to the river's edge. Ducky was fluffy and yellow, with a beak that always seemed to smile. But today, his eyes were filled with tears. "Oh, Riva," he quacked sadly, "I've lost my family. We were swimming together, but I got caught in a current and now I'm all alone. How will I ever find them again?" Riva's waters rippled with kindness. "Don't cry, little ducky," she murmured in her soothing voice, like a lullaby from the sea. "I flow far and wide through this valley. Climb onto my back, and I'll carry you downstream. We'll look for your family together." Ducky hesitated for a moment, then flapped his tiny wings and hopped into the shallow water. Riva gently lifted him with a soft wave, and they began their journey. As they floated along, the sun warmed their feathers and scales. Wait, Ducky had feathers and Riva sparkled like diamonds. Soon they met a beaver named Benny, who was busy building a dam with sticks and mud. Benny had a flat tail and shiny fur, and he was always helpful to his neighbors. "Hello there," Benny called out, waving a paw. "What's the matter, friends?" Ducky explained his trouble and Riva added, "We're searching for his family. Have you seen a flock of ducks passing by?" Benny thought for a moment, tapping his tail. "Not yet, but I can help. I'll build a little raft for Ducky to rest on, so he doesn't get tired." With quick paws, Benny gathered twigs and leaves, weaving them into a cozy raft. "There you go," he said with a grin. "Now you can float safely." "Thank you, Benny," Ducky quacked happily, settling onto the raft. Riva's waters gurgled with joy. "You're so kind, Benny. Would you like to join us?" Benny nodded eagerly. "I'd love to. Helping friends is the best adventure." So Benny hopped aboard, and the three continued down the river. Further along, the path grew shady under tall willow trees, their branches dipping like gentle fingers into the water. There, they found a squirrel named Suki, chattering away as she gathered nuts. Suki had a bushy tail that twitched with energy, and her eyes were bright like berries. But she looked worried. "Oh dear," she squeaked. "I've dropped my favorite acorn into the river, and it's floating away." Riva slowed her flow to help. "Don't worry, Suki. We'll find it." Ducky, from his raft, spotted the acorn bobbing nearby. "There it is," he quacked. Benny used his strong tail to steer the raft closer, and Suki leaped nimbly across the branches to grab it. "You all saved my acorn," Suki exclaimed. "How can I thank you?" "By being our friend," Riva said softly. "We're helping Ducky find his family. Want to come along?" Suki's tail fluffed with excitement. "Yes, I know the valley well from the treetops. I can scout ahead." So Suki joined the group, scampering along the banks and calling out directions. As the day went on, the friends shared stories and laughter. Ducky told of his playful siblings. Benny shared tips on building homes. Suki described the view from high branches, and Riva sang gentle songs of the sea where she would one day flow. They helped each other through tricky spots, a log in the water, a steep bank, and their bond grew stronger with every moment. Finally, as the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of lavender and gold, they heard familiar quacks echoing from a peaceful pond where the river widened. "That's them," Ducky cried, flapping his wings. There was his family, swimming in circles and calling his name. They rushed to him with hugs and happy quacks, thanking Riva, Benny, and Suki for bringing him home safely. The friends said their goodbyes, promising to visit often. As the stars twinkled above like tiny lanterns, Riva whispered to the night, "See how kindness flows like a river, connecting us all?" And so, in the quiet valley, the gentle river and her friends learned that true friendship is about helping one another, no matter how small the act.